Welcome and peace. Thank you for watching. My name is Andrew, and within this video we will cover the way to overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts. The reason why you will benefit from watching this video is because we are all exposed to these issues, and we all need to understand the solutions that work for all of us no matter where we are in life. The three primary benefits you will receive include knowing how to immunize yourself from having these issues in the future. 2, this knowledge will help you deal with issues that you may be having now. And 3, this information will help you help others who are having these issues now or in the future. For those of you who are following along within the way, this is part of step 6, Unite. First, understand that we all have our issues. Life is not a competition between us. This is a training ground where you are competing with yourself. For me, this isn't coming out of nowhere. To give you an idea of why you should listen to me, I'm going to quickly go through my background before I go into the solution. If you want to just skip down to the solution, look at the time on the screen right now and just skip to that point in the video. Okay, I was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1966 to parents fighting in the civil rights movement. I was born with dyslexia and other learning disabilities. I was also born legally blind in one eye, seeing 2200 vision out of that eye. They put a patch over my good eye to strengthen my bad eye. Needless to say, not being able to see well, wearing a patch, and with all my learning disabilities, this meant I didn't do so well in school, and I was a big target for bullies and was relentlessly bullied every day. To show you how bad it got, along with all my peers mocking, laughing, and calling me stupid, being almost drowned in all the fights and all the rest I went through, I was bullied by adults too. Give you an example, one elementary school teacher ridiculed me in front of the whole class, telling me I'd never graduate and that I should just drop out and go get a job. I've been attacked by many dogs in my life, once where I almost lost my leg to an infection. I've been in at least 4 car accidents, once when I was unable to stand or walk really for over 5 years. I've lost people I've loved in horrible ways. I've been lied to, cheated, manipulated, betrayed, and stolen from so many times, it's honestly embarrassing. I've had a lot of other devastating and traumatic experiences and many more close calls than I care to remember. As you might imagine, being bullied as a child with so many hating me, and this all naturally led me down a path of negative thinking, depression, and me almost killing myself a number of times. I understand that darkness, whether it feels like an outside evil that is surrounding you and leading you away from who you want to be, or that void and emptiness and loneliness within that you feel like where nobody cares and nobody will ever understand you and you're going to be alone forever, where there's little to no hope. I know that feeling when you finally feel like you're going to have it go your way, only to have it all taken away and destroyed by people who just don't care. And then you fall back down into that void, that smothering darkness that you feel like you're totally abandoned and lost again. And death seems like it's the only answer, the only sad answer, right? My life has challenged me to the point where it would either break me or make me into something and make me stronger. To be truthful, I may be a little damaged, but I am not broken. I found something that can save you. I would not be alive right now if I had not figured this out. What I am sharing with you comes out of a lifetime of struggle and research. This is a combination of every solution I have ever found. As far as I can see, this is the human way to overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts. If I'm missing anything, please let me know, and I will add it to this video, and it can help all of us, okay? All right, so that's my story. Let's get started with the actual solution. To help us put a positive foot forward in life, we need to understand the consequences of some of the human conditions under which we live. One of the most significant problems facing humanity is how we deal with negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts, as well as addiction. And addiction is covered in a separate video, just so you know. Let's start by talking about what you really want. Okay, the fact is you don't want to feel depressed, have negative thoughts, feelings, or kill yourself, or be addicted to something negative. What you really want is to be happy, to have a wonderful life. What you really want is to overcome your depression, negative thinking, and suicidal thoughts, and addiction, and get on with your life. Okay, now let's define depression, suicidal thoughts, so we're all on the same page. Depression is a prolonged period of feeling sadness, hopelessness, worry, and despair. These are negative feelings that are persistent and may feel like they're never going to go away. Suicidal thoughts is a response to these negative feelings that you just think will never going to go away and that you just can't bear it anymore. Negative feelings are something like feeling sad, hopelessness, desperate, lonely, fearful, worried, distrustful, ashamed, hated, hateful, worthless, desperate, angry, enraged, reckless, unmotivated, and even suicidal. Okay, let's talk about the key insight from what I just said. First is you don't want to kill yourself, feel depressed, or think negatively, or even be addicted to something negative. The definition of depression and negative thinking clearly shows us the crux of the issue and leads us to the solution. The fact is, harsh negative feelings over time lead to a downward spiral ending in suicidal thoughts. Okay, let me just say that again because it's really important. It's the negative feelings over time that leads to suicidal thinking. Okay, now let's talk about these negative feelings. All feelings are different mixtures of chemicals in our body that are released in response to something. Extreme negative feelings come from a specific combination of chemicals that in the short term can help motivate us, create focus, and can provide energy. However, this cascade of intense negative feelings over time can damage us mentally, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. Negative feelings can create a physical reaction like feeling a tightness in your chest, an upset stomach, inflammation, clenching, restlessness, and sleeplessness, all of which can add to your problems, right? Positive feelings can have the opposite effects. Positive emotions can help improve all aspects of your health, your eating and sleeping habits, your energy levels, your motivation, and more. Positive feelings can even flush out the harmful chemicals that are caused by depression and negative thinking. Okay, are you with me? To sum up just really quickly so far, we feel depression and have suicidal thoughts because we think and feel negative things over a prolonged period of time. So what causes negative feelings? Generally, negative feelings are caused by one or a combination of three situations. One, negative self-judgment. You have a negative belief about yourself, and this is creating stress, right? Two, something negative is happening, right? You have negative beliefs concerning things that are either have happened to you, might happen, or will happen to you, your loved ones, or in our society, even our world. You live in a negative place. This is the third one, okay? If your environment is very negative, unpleasant, and not conducive, it can create negative feelings. Sometimes depression is simply caused by the lacking in our home life and our society. Okay, now let's talk about why does this happen. Okay, intense negative feelings, thoughts, and even depression and suicidal thoughts are normal and natural and are here for a reason. Most of you have had or will have times when you will be hurt deeply in one way or another. Most of you can see that there is a great wrongness in our world, and sometimes this gets to you. We are all human. What you are experiencing is a human conditional effect. The fact is, in this universe, the positive needs negative, and vice versa. We've seen this expressed throughout the ages in the idea of yin and yang. Within our universe, feeling bad means you can feel good. Seeing the wrong means you can make it right. Our challenge as a species is to realize that the great gift of being able to see and fix the wrongness was given for a reason. It's our action and lack thereof regarding this gift that determines much of our fate and destiny. Negative feelings are designed to make us focus on something, learn, and gives us energy so that we can deal with it and solve these problems. If we handle it correctly, these situations develop skills that can make us better people, create a better society, as well as expose all the wrongness that we can then fix. The fact is, someone has gone through something like you are at some point in history. There are many examples of people who turned a small or even a great wrongness and tragedy and hardship into a great good. Turning the negative into the positive and good is what you really want to do and is what the way is all about. Okay? The key is to know that you can prevent and overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts, as well as negative addiction. To be clear, it's our belief in negative thoughts that cause negative feelings. We find the key in the word belief. So if believing in the negative is what causes the problem, then how do we get to what we really want instead of being self-destructive in these challenging times of life? Your challenge is to find a way to know the issue, to learn, find solutions, and then move on in a positive way. As I've noted, negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts are tied to our shared human condition. Okay, the wrongness in life and the trials you go through generally focus in three areas, right, of self-control, self-creation, and societal development. The fact is that negative feelings are a mixture of chemicals in your body that are released in response to your belief, and that they're going to do damage over the long term if you don't get them under control. Also, since we build habits in about 90 days, we need a solution that's going to work fast and that one that's going to work regardless of if we built that habit or not. Okay, now that we understand what it is and why it happens, we can find the solution. Understanding what we just covered makes the solution very clear. You must have specific thoughts, believe them, and then take certain actions to overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts. So what are these thoughts that you need to believe, and what are the actions that we need to take? Okay, there are a number of them. The key is to know them all together so that you can create a total solution for yourself. Number one, okay, you must face this. Okay, bad things happen. That's just the way it is. You may have a negative thought. You may have horrible things happen to you or your loved ones, and horrible things may be happening to our world. You might be in a terrible place right now and have something that you're dealing with that is really, really, truly wrong. Whatever the issue, do not run from it, push it down, or even deny it. We also don't languish in dealing with it. Okay, we need to face it, deal with it, and then move on. So here, first, take time to really look at it and deal with it. You are allowing yourself to think the thoughts and feel the pain and sadness. Is it the truth? Sometimes you're going to look at these things when you focus on it and feel depressed about, and you're going to find out that it's meaningless, it's superficial, and they're going to evaporate really quickly. If the situation is tied to a loss, let's say of someone special or some great event that has happened to you, you may need time to grieve, and that's natural. So take a moment. You don't beat yourself up for not recovering super fast, but you also don't want to languish too long. Okay? Know that all good people would want you to learn, recover, and move on to have a wonderful life. So face it and let yourself feel what needs to be felt and make amends if that's what you need to do. For this is how you will recover faster and allow yourself to move on. Now that you have faced it and are going through it, the next key is to look for the lessons, challenges, and keys that you can find, within this event. So you can see the way, the life manual, our practice, mental practice, and learning for more on these specifics. These insights might come in the form of a list of things that you write down that you need to remember to do or not do in the future. The lessons might be some essential point or change that needs to happen within your life or in our society. Here you look for the perspectives and paths where you can change this event into either being nothing because it was meaningless to begin with, or be something that you can learn from and become better for. You need to ask yourself, what are the things that you can do to get through this transitional moment of life to make you better? Okay, write these things down, as they can be used to improve yourself. They can help you find direction, as well as help you implement the solutions that you find. You can also look at the way, step 5B, time, transitional phases of life, and trying times for more about this. In the end, regardless of what you are feeling depressed about, the feelings are caused by your negative belief. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It's caused by your negative belief. The fact is, you can think about and believe anything you want. It can help for you to believe in this situation that these are nothing but character tests and challenges, as well as spirit-building exercises that once understood and passed that they can't hurt you anymore, or at least that they'll be bearable. You can use these situations to make things better or to let them destroy you. The choice is yours. The solution is tied to your choice in thinking, belief, and actions. All these trials that you overcome will become victories and an endless source of positive energy that you can use during other hard times and trials in life. The third key is to know that change is guaranteed. This next key is to know that we all live in a world of change where nothing stays the same. Okay? Entropy is part of the human condition. Change is happening right now as time passes. You will not be like this forever. It may seem overwhelming in this transitional moment. Nevertheless, this too shall pass, and you don't know what's going to happen in the future. When people say it's the darkest before the dawn, they don't mean this literally, as you can look outside in the morning and see that this isn't true. Okay? Darkest before the dawn means that in the bleakest and hopeless moments of life, there is something that could happen to change everything for the positive. This is hope. Have hope. I've experienced this so many times in my life, I can't even tell you. It is possible. Believe it. The critical insight here is that if you do a good job following all the solutions found within this section, as time passes, you will create positive change that will get you to where you want to go. Okay, so stay with it. The fourth key is to see the way out. So while you're facing it, learning your lessons, and you know that change is guaranteed, you still need to know how to get out of this. Here you need only find the desire for negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts to end. This desire can come in the form of wishing the situation did not exist or it never happened at all. The desire for it to stop allows you to make choices and take actions where you are mindful in the moment, working on solutions and not focusing on the problem. It's this sincere desire for the situation to end that becomes the starting point that you can use to get to a better place. It's like a breadcrumb trail, for it's through this desire for something to end that something new can start. It's the desire for the positive that leads you to make choices and take different actions. Okay, knowing that change is guaranteed and that your desire will lead you out if your thoughts and actions are correct during this process still means you need the power to make this happen. The fifth key is to know your power. So what is the power that you need? Okay, I'm going to give you a little example. Say your best friend contacts you and says something about a loved one. Say you can insert your own loved one's name here. I'm going to insert one. Okay, say he contacts you and says, hey, John was just hit by a car and taken to the hospital and we don't know he's going to live. How do you think you would feel at that moment? Maybe you would be devastated, right? Afraid for them, worried, sad, desperate, anxious. And then they say, I was just joking, right? What do you feel now after they say they were just joking? Certainly you might feel a little upset at the person for such a mean joke, but you don't feel so devastated, worried, sad as you did just the moment before, right? The fact is, all of those negative feelings just faded away in an instant. You may even feel good, right? Relief. Oh, thank God that didn't happen. Here, you have the same thought and see the same thing that caused that negative feeling in the first place, yet now you feel nothing or even positive about it. So what just happened? The context changed, or to say it another way, change happened, right? You believed a thought, that's your thought number one. Then you had another thought and believed it instead, right? Thought number two replaced thought number one. Okay, here's another example. Think about it like this. When you've had a very intense bad dream that woke you up, right? You were able to instantly realize that whatever was happening wasn't happening, right? Your fear, your panic, and all of this was not true, right? And you were able to just go right back to sleep. So I know that these are two extreme examples, right? One's a joke, one's about dreaming and waking up and realizing, but it points out and illustrates this human process. It works the same way no matter what, okay? Understanding this working is very important because, again, it works the same way in all situations, including desperation, negative thinking, and all the rest. It's this chain of belief, unbelief, and new belief that allows you to overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts. Even if you are truly oppressed, you can think what you want. No matter what you show on the outside, you can keep part of yourself safe and for yourself. Okay, the sixth key here is to use your power. You have the power to think something, then change your feelings through your belief. Therefore, if you think and believe the right things, you can turn the negative into not existing or into good feelings. Right? To say it another way, you can take the negative into a positive. Right? You're turning the negative into something good. For example, you can use the energy created by these negative times as a catalyst to create positive change, right? Others have turned great problems, tragedies, and hardships into good. So can you. It's possible that you can even come through this better than you were when you started. Or at least you could do some great good out there. You can use this power of belief to change yourself in this very moment or at any time that you truly believe. You can see any issue as a life challenge, a lesson, a test that you are to learn from, that you can become better from. No good person, again, would want you to suffer. They would want you to learn and rise up and become the best person you can be. You can only become better if you let yourself. Simply believe that you have the power to overcome this and then use it as needed anytime. You can see the way, the life manual, our practice, and the power for more on this power source. The seventh key is to move on, okay? If you're having a hard time, don't stop, or else you're going to end up where you are, right? To put it another way, if you're currently on a path that led you into hell, don't stop because you're going to be staying in hell if you do. As stated, you can see any negative situation as a significant life challenge that once overcome will mean that you are a stronger and better person for it. It may be hard to see that where you are right now, but afterwards it can become really clear, okay? Just do what's needed to be done and then move on. You don't need to feel guilty. Moving on does not mean that the situation is okay, desirable, or even acceptable. It does not mean that it was right and that you agree or even that it's over, right? You can be hurt, damaged, or even broken. Moving on means that you are dealing with it in a positive way and healing. Remember, all good people want you to recover, learn, and move on. So punishing yourself is not the answer. Punishing yourself unduly does not right any wrongs or make any positive difference, right? In fact, it makes the bad situation even worse. Only making peace and taking positive actions will accomplish the real goal. Okay, the eighth key is to help people and get help. Unite with other people in positive ways. We all have needs that cannot be fulfilled entirely on our own. You need people to help you become your best. You can look for support groups where people are going through the same or similar things, coaches, trainers, and other positive activities where you can find positive people. If there aren't any groups dealing with the issue that you are in your local area, look for other groups that are dealing with helping people with trauma. They might be able to help you. The participation and camaraderie with others can help you greatly. This might even mean that you go out and help others that are going through something similar. You might find that helping others actually helps you too. You might also join a group that's doing something positive and fun that you can enjoy. Find your people, your tribe, and they will help lessen your load as well as enable you to reach higher levels. Okay, the ninth key is to bond with animals and nature. Okay, both animals and nature can become a significant positive boost. For example, a dog, if treated well, is always glad to see you and is an excellent source of joy. Being in the beautiful natural environment can lift your mood by just sensing it, right? Plants all around your living space can bring in a sense of peace. Our bountiful world is a never-ending source of good feelings and positive energy. Bring it inside and get out there and enjoy it. Okay, that'll help. The 10th key for many of us is to have faith and a belief in God. Knowing that you have a purpose and are here for a reason is also a great resource. Remember, you are never alone. You are always connected to God, and that God is your friend. The meetings, ceremonies, rituals, all associated with a positive faith can help you through hard times. Okay, let's move to the 11th key, which is to help fix our society. As most of us can see, our society is broken, and this wrongness can create a lot of negative feelings. Here, even in the most desperate places, you can have a positive effect by working to fix these problems. Your good works can help you recover and move on, as well as help all the people around you. Hope and positive action are very powerful and lead to the implementation of real solutions. Hope is also a great source of positive energy that lifts people up. Many, if not most of us, are willing to sacrifice to fix big problems. Through hope and action, we can improve generation by generation. The more of us who join together, the easier it is for us to fix our societal issues. So get out there and help fix something. You might find yourself fixing yourself. Okay, the next key, which is the 12th key, is to replace the repetitive negativity with the positive. You don't stop or do without. Instead, you replace and crowd out the negative with something good. This constant positive focus is an essential point for us all to realize. You've got to realize that it's not about stopping this negative thing. For example, you don't try to quit smoking. Instead, you live a healthy lifestyle. The focus is not on stopping the negative, it's on doing the positive. Focus on the solution. Your choice is what defines you. Living rational, positive action in all critical areas of life naturally crowds out and immunizes you against negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts. So if you catch yourself thinking something negative, immediately say something positive like an affirmation instead. You can even pick affirmations that are the opposite of what you were just thinking about. If you have a negative thought, you don't have to agree with it. Fighting against them, denying them, and countering them with something positive can be an effective way in changing your belief system. Okay? You can think of it like this. Your subconscious is testing you, right? It's your answer back that matters. Do you agree and accept the negative when it comes up in your mind? Or do you reject it and throw it back, replace it with something like love and goodness instead? For example, let's say you do something wrong and then say, I'm such an idiot. But next you need to answer right back, right? You say, no, I'm not an idiot. I'm working hard. I just made a mistake. That's all. I'm learning and I'm going to do better the next time. So please keep your unconstructive comments to yourself, as they have no place here. This way you're shutting down this negative attitude, right? The same attitude applies to worry, right? Worry is to be anxious about something that may have happened or may occur in the future. Worry is here to help us focus, prevent, and fix issues if possible. It's a damaging and fruitless behavior when there is nothing to be done. It's detrimental, as is all negative thinking, because it releases harmful chemicals in your body and it occupies your thoughts and actions. It's fruitless because it does not affect the situation in any way, right? Instead of worrying, right, you can replace it with something positive, like taking a positive action to prevent it from happening or to help the person that's going through something. You can do a creative act. You can play some type of mind game. You can clean. You can work out. After you've done what you could, you can realize that worrying is meaningless and a bad habit, and then just drop it and go on with your life. Okay, the next key is the 13th key, which is to follow the way. The way is living rational, positive action and is designed to help you create a meaningful life. It enables you to fix and focus on all aspects of your life in positive ways. The primary virtues that help us all overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts are to be positive, hopeful, helpful, happy, optimistic, grateful, humble, mindful, resilient, persevering, disciplined, determined, persistent, dedicated, motivated, productive, responsible, controlled, centered, and patient. Living the way every day over time will ingrain these key virtues and others into your life, all of which will allow you to overcome challenges and the trials of life naturally. These virtues will fortify and immunize you against negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts. The younger you build these critical coping skills, the better that you will do during these transitional moments of life, for you will be prepared for the ups and downs. See the Child and Family Guide for more on how to ingrain these values within your children. While the whole of the way will help you, here are some things that you can focus on fast. The first key is to follow a complete daily way that covers all the foundations, because keeping on top of all of these foundational areas of life is what allows you to go through the transitional period a little smoother. You can see step 5B of the way and the life manual for more about this, okay? Now, the key here too is to take special care with your physical workouts. A good workout can lift your mood because it releases chemicals, positive chemicals that will make you feel better, right? It also washes out the negative and harmful chemicals. So increase the intensity and frequency of your practice in all these areas, mental and physical, as it can be very helpful. And also be sure to do some longer workouts that wear yourself out a little bit to where you sweat a lot, but don't push yourself too hard to where you hurt yourself, okay? You just want to kind of wear yourself out a little bit and make sure that you can release all of these good chemicals in your body. Okay, you can use your workout to help keep you balanced, as well as when you are at your lowest, you can use them to get a big lift, right? Again, see the life manual or practice for more about this. The next key is remember your sleep is key, right? Sleep is about your time to escape, to recover, and heal. So see the life manual again on sleep, and that'll help you there too. The next key to realize is the fueling is important, right? Fueling your body correctly with light, air, water, and food and information during these hard times can go a long way to helping you improve everything too. So see the life manual fuels for more about this. Supplements like St. John's wort, HTP5, kava, the correct levels of vitamin B, and amino acids all can help promote a better mood. For more on this, again, see the Life Manual, Sleep, and other sleep aids for more help. The next key is to use transmutation to change the negative into the positive. You can see the Life Manual, Our Practice, The Power of Transmutation for more on this. Meditation is another key, okay? Increasing the frequency and session length of your meditation sessions can help during these hard times. You can go through all the different techniques that we've outlined within the way, and that's an excellent way to stay on track and to keep yourself in a positive mood. Again, see the Life Manual, the practice, mental practice, meditation for more. There's also going to be a video on this too. Next is uniting with other people. This is step 6 within the way. Okay? This is mentioned above, but I'm mentioning it again here because of its importance. We all have the power to change the negative into the positive, and this is made even stronger and easier when we join with other people. Okay? Friends, family, support groups, and events are all ways that you can join with others. To be truly successful, your best, happy, and to have a positive effect on significant issues, you must unite with other people. Joining with others allows us all to offer and receive happiness, help, motivation, inspiration, as well as to participate in solutions. The next key that is covered in the way is the idea of the moral center. Okay? Understanding step 4, center, and the 10 laws in detail is where you can find your purpose, the meaning of life, and so much more. Okay? Knowing all of this will help create a perspective on what is truly important, and this will allow you to focus on yourself appropriately. Okay, now let's cover some optional stuff like therapy and drugs. The use of therapy and drugs are not a requirement or even a recommendation. This information is provided because you need to know all the options. Okay, let's talk about therapy. If you are having trouble handling things on your own, seeking professional and volunteer help is great. There are toll-free phone numbers, groups, and doctors who specialize in helping people just like you. There's no shame in this. Sometimes our minds need help just like our bodies do. So do not hesitate. If you need assistance, reach out. There are caring people ready to help you. Don't underestimate their abilities or the ability for yourself to get better. For often, healing can only take place with people who care. The key here is to be careful, though, because there are some therapists, just like with some doctors, who only get paid if you continue to see them. So they're not going to be really working on a solution to heal you really fast because they want that ongoing check. Therefore, it's recommended that you seek treatments that work towards real solutions and only for the shortest time possible. These sessions should be working to give you the power to control your life and mind, ideally not creating a dependency on the therapist. If you just need to talk over things about your life with people to be validated and all the rest, you might just seek out to make more friends. Okay? It's a lot cheaper and a lot more rewarding. Okay, now let's talk about prescription drugs. There are prescription drugs that claim to help you with depression. Be wary of only treating symptoms with these drugs. The caution here is that most prescription drugs often only mask the symptoms and do not address the underlying cause. The side effects can also be problematic as well. They can also do long-term harm and cause dependency. The problem is that you still have this underlying problem and are adding a drug dependency on top of it. So be careful and check the side effects. The next thing we're going to talk about are natural drugs. There are plants that humans have been using throughout human history that can help you gain perspective in these trying times. Plants like marijuana, peyote, and even some mushrooms can be used in these critical moments. With all drugs, there are risks, and they all need to be understood before you try them. These are listed as options because the fact is that many people suffering from PSD, fears, loss, and other traumas have significantly benefited from some of these experiences associated with these substances or others like them. The key is to use them as an experience. Learn and integrate the learning into your life, not to use them all the time so that you can escape your problems. Okay? You're learning and taking what you've learned into your real life. If you're ever using them, be sure to be safe. Try not to smoke them. Okay? You can find other ways to ingest them. Okay? Ensure that they are also of the correct dose and that they've never been exposed to herbicides, insecticides, and other poisons. All right? Okay, so that's the end of this part of the presentation. Now let's go through 7 reasons not to kill yourself. This should be shared with anybody who's at risk, as well as reviewed if you're thinking about doing this yourself. You shouldn't kill yourself because it's not what you really want, first and foremost. Okay? What you want is to become a better person, to live a wonderful life. You don't want to kill yourself. Instead, seek to understand and follow the information that I just shared, as well as following the way. It'll help you through all of this. It's also, number 2, it's not needed. Okay? You don't need to kill yourself because there is a way out. Change is guaranteed, and you have the power to make this happen. See above, we just showed you how to do it. Hurting others. Okay? If you kill yourself, you got to know that there are people that care about you that are going to be devastated and it's going to hurt them. And they're never going to get over it. You can even create depression and suicidal thoughts in them. Okay? Do you really want to inflict that on people that care for you and that love you? Okay, number 4 is you got to know, no matter what, that no good person would want you to end your life. They would want you to get better, to move on, and to live a wonderful life. And this includes you. So forgive and forget about those who would not want this for you, okay? If they want you to fail and kill yourself, they're not people that you need to be listening to. Now, the next one is for those of you who have lost a loved one, even a child, okay? Know that the person would not want you to feel bad, hurt, or kill yourself because of them, okay? You would honor them by using this energy to become a better person and to do something good in the world, okay? Number 6, if you kill yourself, it might not work, okay? You might fail. And you will end up in a worse place because you could be damaged physically, mentally. You could be in jail or even in a mental institution. Okay, now for the 7th. The 7th reason is faith. Most of our religions put a penalty on suicide when we're not at death's door. Fear of this negative consequence on this level should make any believer stop and reconsider. So in the end, you can learn the skills needed to overcome negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts, no matter the stage. Together, we can create a better world that will naturally help all of us avoid many of the situations that cause these problems. Believe you have the power and deserve to move on. If you are looking for a permanent positive change, look for help within the way, as its steps are specifically designed to help you create positive change within your life throughout time. Remember the keys: think, believe, and take action. You can do this. As individuals and collectively as a species, mastering negative thinking, depression, and suicidal thoughts is essential to our happiness and development as a people. Each of us needs to do our part. It's working together to end the negative and control the positive that we take another step down our true path, add another critical piece to the puzzle of our true life, and help create our true society. Okay, I'm going to step out of the presentation now. If this has helped you, you might also want to invest a little more time in yourself by watching my video on how to overcome negative addiction. What you have just heard is but a small part of the way. To learn more, please visit our website, 7wayme. That's the number 7, WAY.me, or peaceace.com. There you can learn more about the Way and the One movement, which is working to peacefully force positive change in all aspects of our society. You can watch great videos that will help you go further in life and make a positive difference in the world. You can find trainings, events, coaching programs, cool products, helpful resources, and free stuff. You can join our music, video, comedy, and other projects and learn more about societal solutions and how we might even work together to support each other and so much more. So please help spread the word and join us on all our social media and give us a thumbs up, a like, subscribe and follow, comment, and be sure to click to be notified of new releases. There's a lot more to come. Our time is short and the need is great. Please unite with us before it's too late. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, wishing you peace, happiness, and true success always.